Here we got a cattle drive, or a cattle charge, coming down the hill. And these cattle are going into a brand new paddock. We're getting them prepped for in the morning. We got a 1.5 mile cattle drive coming at us with 56 babies that all been born in the basically last 3 weeks. So that's going to be challenging. But you know, we've got this thing pretty well refined. Ben and Isaac are just awesome at helping make sure we got the head count right and the numbering system, and we just make sure we have the last 10 babies accounted for before we ever made a drive, which we just now got through doing. And they're going on to about a 12-acre paddock here tonight. First time it's been grazed this year, or this growing season. And they're pretty happy to be moving. Cows are freaked out because they're trying to find their babies, but it's a ball fest for about 10 minutes. And then everything kind of gets centered back with their little ones, and life is good again. But we walked through the herd. They're all laid down up on top. They were all full. And this is the, let's see, first week of May. And we just went through, you know, all of our, this is what we did. So we made checks by all the babies. Made sure we had them all. We had a new one there, 056, we haven't tagged yet. That's going to be his new number. And once we had them all accounted for, well, it's just a piece of cake. We had this lane already put in, and this lane, those little calves, look at their tail sticking up in the air. They look like little giraffes running around. It's funny, and it really is amazing to me how quickly they get onto it. I mean, they really do. They get onto this thing quick. In about 5 to 6 days of being moved, the babies, they've got it figured out. You know, they're like, oh, there goes mom. And it's time to move. It's time to move to a new pasture. So that's kind of what goes on. On a long cattle drive, you really got to watch the little guys. If you don't, they will go back. And when they go back, they're usually going back. That's the last place they saw mommy at, and it can be it's a real deal. But boy, Ben and Isaac are really good at keeping them caught up. And so that's the key. Keep them fairly caught up with their mom. And as long as they've got an older cow with them, they don't freak out too bad. But you get, you know, 7, 8, 9 little guys at the very back of the cattle drive, and they don't have a cow with them. They're going to go back the direction they just came from. But this is a savanna area that I cleared. This is all thorn trees. That's what those are over there. I cleared this, let's see, it had been 2017. So that's 3 years ago. And there wasn't any grass in here. This was just all thorn trees and cedars. And I came with a chainsaw and I cut all this stuff down. On the thorn trees, I did paint the stumps immediately after cutting them because I didn't want sprouting. Thorn trees sprouting are a real nuisance on tires, especially for my landowners. They don't like running over them on their ATVs. And so if you'll paint that stump, and I hate chemicals, but there are some spots you've got to use it for. And that's what you use it for, is to treat stumps that are just being cut. Anyway, it's really come on, and we're tickled to death with the way it's looking. We did leave some trees for the wildlife. There's a big autumn olive bush. There's an occasional cedar here and there, but by and far, we took them out. Guys, there he goes. So we got the little one going down in the draw there. We're going to grab the bucket. He's right there. I'll follow you. Yeah. They want, everybody's been requesting, they want to see how we tag a calf. So folks are going to get to see a tagging tonight. That's assuming that we can catch up with Mama up here. This is an older cow, so she's going to be a little bit more wise what's going on. She's pretty, yeah, there she goes down over the hill. So we've got a little walk here. You all that's got vertigo, just suck it up. There's nothing else I can do. I do not have my, what do they call those? Gimbal. I don't have the gimbal. This is handheld. You know, when you're out on the farm and you want to shoot a video, that gimbal is not always with you. You see her? No, she's somewhere up there. Okay, well, these cattle are in Grass Haven tonight. I think, is that her way up there? No. I mean, for a calf that's less than 24 hours old, he's a mover. I think. Yeah, we got a pretty good creek here to jump.
We could just walk around with them.
Yeah. We're going to walk around. Isaac thinks he's found her. Oh, she's right here in front of us. Okay, so, oh yeah, the calf is coming back toward us. So that's our tag. 56. And we just load it up like so. It's already pre-numbered. Turn it over. 056. And then you just spray a little iodine. Turn it on. Okay, got the iodine on. And set that up in the bushes so this cow doesn't flip it over.
I can grab the camera when we grab the calf or whoever.
Yep, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
There she goes again. That little booger. He'd go get her. There he is. So he doesn't have a tag in his ear. That cow knows what we're up to. Go ahead and grab him. Yeah, you got to get the right angle. There you go. And just flip him on his butt. And then he's going to take the camera.
Let me get in here.
So you just take this, and of course your tag goes on the front. Make sure it's in there good, like that. And you get it right in between those cords. When you push it through, just make sure it's on there good. You got to get it within about an inch. Let me get him around. Yeah. You got to get it within about an inch of his head. If you get it too far out here, it's going to pull it into the ear down like so. So you want it up there about an inch from his head. And there's some cords in there. See those two cords? There's a cord here and a cord down here. Don't drive it through one of those cords. There's a flat spot. There's one. You don't want to use that one. Use this one down here. If you go through there and don't touch those cords, it won't rot out. It'll actually get infected and fester, and it'll fall out. And your calf goes through a lot of stress. What do we got here, guys? Little bull? Little bull. Okay, let's let him go. Let him go. There we go. And it's done. 056, bull calf to 528. So somebody got that written down. And that's just about all there is to that. What we have found, folks, is when you tag them, and you go out and you find a new calf, don't tag it that day. Give them 24 hours, or at least 12 hours. This is an older cow. I'm not worried about her walking off and leaving it. If you go up to a first calf heifer and tag that baby calf, that first calf heifer may walk off and not come back. Don't do that. Give them 24 hours. Okay, there she goes. Don't tag them if you're going to be doing a cattle move. Move the cows first, then tag the calf in the new paddock. Y'all got anything to add to that?
Just
don't be afraid to grab them.
And count them before you move them.
Yes, I talked about that earlier in the video. You all have gotten really proficient at grabbing calves.
Wrestling.
Yeah, Isaac, you were a wrestler in school, and Ben, you were a rower.
Yep.
So both of those gave you the strength to do what you do today. But what's the best position for grabbing one when you grab it? Do you just pile on it, or how do you do it?
I grab one under the belly and one under the neck and throw it up and sit on its butt, and then I got my left hand on the feet and the right hand on the head. Get the ear out so you can tag it.
Yeah, and that's a pretty.
Yeah, as long as they're on their butt, they can't push off.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
if those legs touch the ground,
you're in for a struggle. Some of them are harder than others. Some of them are easy, and some of them really don't want to be held. So
yeah. Ben, you grabbed a hold of one the other day.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about that one?
He was walking all slow like, and sometimes when they're really slow, they're sort of out of it, and so you can grab him and it'll be easy. And he was walking real slow like, and so I went and grabbed him and thought it was going to be no big deal and sat him down, and he did not want any of that. I could barely hold on to him. So he was ready every time.
He was like a little wrestler.
Block.
Yeah. And since then, he's really prospered. He's a good.
Yeah, he's a good calf.
He's a good-looking calf. So
you don't want to let him go more than 2 days, because then that's
you're not going to catch him, are you?
No.
Nope.
I've had people say, well, I'd like to go out and catch a lamb, and I'm like, well, can you catch a white-tailed deer? And they're like, well, no, and then you can't catch one of our lambs. And it's the same way. They're just lightning fast.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you, too. And we're going to ease out of here. Folks, this is, like I said earlier, this is about a 10-acre paddock. And we got them positioned now for the cattle drive in the morning. This is the brushy area of it. And so Ben and Isaac are awesome about getting the counts, and I check them off as they find them. This is a mean paddock to bring cattle out of. As you can see, there's a lot of hiding areas in here. But when you move cows as a mob, they get used to staying in a mob, and usually you're going to find all the calves within 100 yards where the cows are commingled. And so don't open the gate and don't make your cattle drive till you account for the last 10 calves that have been born. Boy, there's a nice bull calf. Woo. Man, he's getting everything he needs. Wow. Good looking calf. Anyway, this is Greg Judy signing off, and everyone have a good one, and we'll see you down the road. Maybe see some of you all at our September grazing schools coming up. Check out our website, greenpasturesfarm.net. Y'all take care.